Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Jodie Jordan and this is my April card class featuring the Latte Love Bundle. A group of ladies and I get together the last Friday of every month and we make cards. I also have a to-go version if maybe you live out of state or if maybe you just can't come. Maybe you work, I offer it to go and you get the PDFs and the videos sent straight to you through your email. So if that's something you're interested in, whether joining us in person or maybe taking my class to go, then join my email list in the description below and you will receive the registrations for that every month. Thanks, bye-bye. Okay, so for card 1, this is going to be a gift card. Now, inside your kit, this is how the kits come if you're watching this and you're curious about how our class is. This is card 1. Inside the actual envelope is all these teeny tiny little pieces. And I mean teeny tiny. Look at that. Just super small. So, and also each one of the cards is done in 2 different rose gold foils. One looks more iridescent and one is more rosy or gold. This is the card we're going to be making. As you can see, this one is more of the iridescent and this one that we're getting ready to make is more of the rose gold. You get one of each. So I separated all these small little pieces into the inside envelope inside. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the stamping out of the way. And we're going to use since I'm making this a gift card, I want to stamp the sentiment. Let's see, what is it? This one's on me. And so probably what I'll do is I'll send my daughter, or maybe I could put this one's on me and then put happy birthday later on inside. Like a Starbucks gift card or something. That's what I'll put in there. I'll show you how it goes together in just a second. But we're going to stamp that first. And then our little spoon is going to be stamped on this little piece. And I'm using Early Espresso ink. Okay. Now we don't have to worry about that. I will die cut this in just a bit. So for this project, I am going to try my very hardest not to use any glue. And the reason why is because I do not do well when it comes to these foils and the glue. It always looks awful. So for this little piece, I'm just going to use some glue dots. And you can roll them up if they're too big for the spot that you put them. You could always use a sticker sheet if you are doing this on your own. Okay. And then inside there should be a little brown piece like this, and you're going to line this up. This part right here is going to line up right where that little notch is at. Not getting it too straight here, but I'm not really sure that, you know, this kind of comes down like a little stand like that. And then the other teeny tiny pieces are these, they go inside the cups. They are super duper small, and I suggest getting those done first, just so you don't lose the piece. This is a little bit big. I could just roll it back. Now you can use glue if you want. I know myself. I'm not even going to try it because it messes up the foil or the specialty like foily paper like this. It messes it up. And it doesn't look nice if you get it on there, so I'm going to try my best to avoid. Okay, so next we're going to line up our, this is where I cut out the foil pieces for you. You're just going to align this piece of designer series paper right over top of it. No one will see that there's a hole there, and that's just to conserve paper. I'm going to use my tape runner here, my Stampin' Seal. But again, you can use glue if you want, or tear and tape, or you could use glue dots for this also if you wanted. Okay, and then these two pieces are going to adhere on here. Okay, so now this is going to adhere on the front. And then one of your strips is going to go over here on this right side. And then over here, I'm going to use the 1 3/8 circle punch. Now you could use a die, a circle die, or it doesn't necessarily even have to be a circle. You could use any shape you want. I just am barely taking a little piece out. And then I'm going to adhere this down. And then I'm going to come in and just nip that little piece off. Okay. Now I'm going to take tear and tape, and I'm just going to put adhesive right on the very edge on this side. This is such a perfect card for my daughter. She loves Starbucks. Okay, tear that off. Now, if you didn't want to make this a gift card, you could just adhere this and not just, adhere it just like that and not put the little notch in there. You could just completely glue this shut, would be fine. Okay, on the inside, you'll have a piece of designer series paper. Make sure you turn it and get it lined up with the other. It should be 4 inches tall. Okay, so it's going to go like that. Now this piece we're going to, I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of the circle, the regular dimensionals. Oops. That perfectly in the middle and make sure your sentiment is straight, which I didn't get it completely over far enough. Okay, and then our I don't even know what this it's some kind of fancy coffee. Someone said it online and I forget what it's called, but anyway, you're going to glue that down, or you can pop it up. It's up to you. For me, I don't want it to be too tall, but I thought it would look nice with some dimensions. So I'm going to use some of my minis. This won't be included in your kit, but I usually give you one or the other, and I gave you the big one. So if in your kit, you'll have to chop these down, or the big ones down if you want. I just feel like it's sometimes if you do 2 layers, it's too tall for the mail, but it's fine if it's, you always take the risk of needing to add extra postage anyways when you send any kind of card with a dimension. So I honestly, to be honest, I never know. I mean, it isn't by the weight, it's by the thickness. I don't know, but I feel like every time I go to the post office, it's something different. So I'm just going to kind of stagger these. Have one go one way, and maybe just tuck this one a little bit, going that way. Now I'm going to die cut my spoon. I'm just going to run that through my electric machine real quick. Okay, so in your kit, I'm not giving you the spool of linen thread. For some reason, I didn't remember to order it. I have some, but I don't have enough to give everybody like a whole spool since I got this paper or whatever. But I'm gonna double, so you'll get a long piece, and I'm going to put it together and cut it in half. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my spoon to kind of anchor my ribbon or my linen thread in place. Maybe. And I'm going to make a double bow. Okay, and then I'm going to put mini dimensionals on the back of this as well. This is like a half a mini. If I can get it to stay on there. Okay, and I'm just going to put my little cute spoon just kind of hanging out over here. And then let's see what I do. So for this, I could not, the gems that were in for this kit were on back order. So these are called natural adhesive back sequins. And honestly, these are super cute. I really think they look good with the kit. So they match really well with all the foil paper and the colors in the suite. So I'm just gonna stick a few of those on there and we are done. I really like these because they mail, they're easy to mail, like they don't charge extra, they're super flat. And I like anything that's sparkly, so. All right, so there's card one, and then you would stick your gift card right in there. I didn't have a Starbucks yet. I got to get one for my daughter, but stick that in there like that. And there's the two different cards. So I don't know if you can tell the difference in the, like this one's a lot more iridescent and sparkly, and this one's more matte. But this is that, right now this is on, this is one of the papers that's on the sale that we're having right now, or until the 30th. Okay, so that's card one. One quick thing that I want to mention is that on the PDF, I'm not able to list the Spotlight on Nature dies. These are coming in the new annual catalog May 1st. So I'm not able to list them as on the supply in the PDF. I mean, the part where I type, yes, but the part where you shop or you actually see the item numbers, I'm not allowed, or I'm not able to do that until it's released. That's just one of Stampin' Up's policies, and the program that I use does not release those until May 1st. So just so you know, the dies that I used are the Spotlight in Nature, and on the instructions I said the largest one with the dash and the dot. So see how this has little dashes and little dots? So just so you know what dies I used in case you want to recreate this card or you like these dies. I wanted to mention that. Okay, so now we're going to do card 2. This is just regular, did I not cut this right? Let's see, 4. Let me see if this is right. Nope, neither one of them. Okay, so 4 and a quarter, and then by 11, and we're going to score this at 5.5. And then we're going to need another piece that, let me get my measurements here, of, let's see, Calypso Coral. Let me grab a full sheet of Calypso Coral. And we're going to cut this. We're going to cut 2 pieces at 4 1/8. By 5 3/8. Okay, then we're going to cut a piece of Pool Party at 4 3/8. Which is this one piece is already cut at that, by 3 1/8. Then you're going to need a piece of basic white cut at 3. By 4 1/4. And then I already have pre-cut 4 by 5 1/4. In your kit, you should have one of these latte pieces and an extra Calypso Coral. I just cut from the designer series paper. I just cut that from this. There is a thing that you can stamp this, but you would have had to do a lot of coloring, and I just like the detail, the way that this has, you know, around. So, and it was easier just to cut this. I put in this piece just to strengthen this up because we are going to put this over some kind of bulky ribbon. So all I'm going to do is just glue these 2 pieces together. This is just stiffening up this a little bit, making it a little bit sturdier to put our dimensionals attached to. So while that is just kind of gluing together, I'm going to go ahead and assemble our card. There's a lot of layers to this card, but it's really easy. So oh, wait a minute. We need the designer series paper. I forgot to cut that. You guys will have a kit, but that piece is just cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And that is going to layer onto the Calypso Coral, and then this will layer onto the base. These 2 will layer together, and then these 2 will layer together for the inside of the card. The reason I didn't give you guys like a full spool of ribbon or twine this time is because I didn't really decide on just one. So I'm giving you just like measured out pieces for each different card, because this card we're going to use this, and this is no longer available. This was one of the celebration items, and I thought it went real well with this card. I had cased a card on Instagram. It didn't give me the name of the person. It just said Instagram.com. I'm assuming I didn't click on all that. I was they did theirs a little different. Definitely did different colors. But they did like little coffee cups at the bottom. I didn't do that. I just thought it looked, I like the clean and simpleness of this, but the layers make kind of jazz it up a little bit. Now, you probably should stamp before you do all this, because you run the chance of this not turning out, but I'm pretty confident that I can do it. But for placement reasons, that's why I just kind of do the stamping last. But and this will go on the inside. I just did this to kind of balance out the weight, because there's so much weight on the front of the card. I went ahead and put an extra layer on the inside. I don't always do that, but sometimes it just helps balance out the weight so the back doesn't feel so flimsy. Okay, so I will set this to the side. So let's see, I think in your kit, I gave you 12, I think it's 12 inches is what I ended up giving you for ribbon. It's plenty of ribbon. I struggle with this because it's so thick, but basically you're just going to create like a bow and then create a bow back this way, kind of like that, and just kind of pull and tuck on it until it's the size you want. It probably would have been better if I could have just tied this with something, but I didn't. Once you get it on there, it's pretty good. I used glue dots. You can use glue, whatever you want, or tape. I use my tape runner as well, but I basically just put glue dots in each one of these layers. So I put a glue dot down. I'm basically going to probably have this right about here. I'm going to create the loop. I didn't get my glue dot on there. Bring it back, create another loop. Then I'm just going to pull this off of here and just put a bunch of, run my tape runner across the back, just so I know it sticks down. You could always tie a bow too if you wanted. Maybe I'll try that. Let me start over with that one. Okay, so 12 inches. I'm trying to figure out the easiest way. I struggled with the first one, and I know in class sometimes we struggle. So I'll make my loop, tie the bow, and see if this works better. By the time you guys watch this, class will be over. So, well, some of you might watch it before. I don't know what you do, but this is a kind of a bulky ribbon, so really want the ribbon to lay flat. I want it to be like a loop. Just like that. That's how I want it to lay. I wonder if I could. Yeah, okay. So just use your tape runner if you want, or glue, whatever. And then this piece, we're going to kind of have it lay over like that. This one, it looks like that I'm going to have the handle go this way this time. So just keep in mind where you're placing it for your dimensionals. Because I kind of see the little heart there, so I'm going to do it here and here. I'm getting ready to, I wanted to film this real quick. I'm getting ready to head out to Disney. Just kind of scrunch this up to make sure that it's on both sides. And then just cut this off. It's okay if it hangs over, because if you remember, there's another layer. Okay, and then you're going to use, I'm using the Early Espresso because I like the darker color in the stamped image, and I'm using the sentiment, "You're the best part of my day." And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then that will go on top of here. My ribbon's a little short, but it's okay. It's handmade card, right? Then we're going to bring in our neutral adhesive back sequins and place them wherever you like. And that is card 2. Okay, so the last card, this is it right here. One thing that I want to make sure you notice is that this barely fits on here. Like, you want to push your sentiment over into the left-hand corner a little bit. I tilted the cup. I originally I was going to put some steam coming out of here, and it didn't line up right. So I kind of tilted the cup, but I think it actually worked out because it kind of looks like the coffee spilt when it's tilted, but you just got to make sure that you get this in, you know, so this doesn't hang over. But other than that, it's just pretty simple. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then, let's see, our card base is 4 by 5 1/4. Let me make sure this is 5 1/4. Yeah, 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to need one strip at 1 inch. Yeah. This is the same, the designer series paper. I'm just using front and back of this one. Then you're going to need a piece of early espresso that is 1 1/4 inch. By 5 1/2. Let's see, we're going to need another piece of early espresso that is, what is this one? This one is 3 3/4 by 2 3/8. So 3 3/4 by 2 3/8. Then you're going to need, this is the fourth smallest out of the deckled rectangles. You're going to need a scrap piece, 2 scrap pieces, one of white and one of blue, Pool Party, to do your stamping. And I'm just going to go ahead and knock out the stamping real quick. Let's see. So let's start with the early espresso. I'm going to stamp my sentiment up in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to use the early espresso to do my cup. And then I'm going to use the pecan pie. And I'm going to, this is like a little spill. I'm going to ink it up, put it on there, turn it a little bit, not re-ink it, and just put another little splat. And then this little oval looking thing is just the inside of the coffee cup. Let me die cut those. Okay, so now let's just assemble our card. Oh, you'll also need one piece for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4, and I just did the same thing in the corner of this card. For some interest on the inside of the card, I just kind of did a little splat mark in here as well, a little like spilt coffee. I'm going to start with my smallest piece first because that's always the pieces that end up missing. And let's see. I actually glue this to the card. I didn't pop this up. I ended up popping up the actual layer. And I'm trying to get that as close to the words as I can because this could possibly hang off if you don't get it kind of tight in there. Now this will go all the way from the top of the card to the bottom of the card. And if it hangs off just a little bit, which sometimes I prefer it to do that, just so I can kind of make sure that it's not too short, you can always trim this off a little bit if it does hang off. And then this piece of DSP is just going to meet up with the other DSP. So just like that. This one we're going to pop up. Just make sure that your cup is not too far over. I mean, you know, you want it to be able to fit in your envelope. And then we'll bring in our natural adhesive back sequence. This time I went with these kind of copper looking ones. And that's card 3. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.